Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Settle Down. I'm going to be honest, I wasn't even going to film today, but here we are. We still pulled through and we are here, and it's actually a pretty exciting episode, honestly, for me to talk about because I have not talked about, my sobriety treatment story specific on here yet. And I feel like that was kind of on my mind to do, and I just decided to go ahead and do it today. So that's really exciting. I hope you guys are looking forward to that. I know I'm really excited to tell these stories. They're pretty crazy. But let's just talk about this heat wave really quick. I love summer, but I don't like this kind of summer. Like, what is this? What do you mean? Like, I can't breathe outside. North Carolina is stuffy and really hot, and I just don't like it. I'm being a little bit of a baby, but indoor activities only. And then summer and then winter's gonna hit and you're gonna have indoor activities because it's too cold. So I don't know what's going on with this little heat wave we've got going on. It's a little scary, but whatever. What can you do about it? Seriously, what can you do? I've just been going through a lot mentally, and I feel like I say that every single episode, whatever. Just questioning, like, am I doing the right thing? Am I making the right decisions for my future? But you know what? One day at a time, guys. Seriously. One day at a time. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. At the end of the day, this is your life to live, create your own story. And that's all I'm really going to say about that. Look at this slick back, you guys. What's going on? And it's fine because I'm not the best at them and I'm not really rocking with it, but here we are and we're just going to keep on going. My best friend Olivia, me and her went to go watch the USA game, World Cup, baby. We went to this cool place called The Platform. And, it's like one of those places where it's like just 1,000 TVs, and it was really fun. It was so fun. They had the game on. Apparently sometimes they put Love Island on out there and everyone's just watching the tea and the drama unfold all together at this open space. And I just love the idea of that. Maybe I'll catch a Love Island episode out there one day. But the energy was insane there. It was really good, especially when we scored a goal. I don't watch soccer. Every time there was a foul, I was just like, help. But it was really fun. I mean, we had these girls in front of us, and every time there was a goal or like kind of like a goal, but it got taken back, I don't even know, she'd flip her chair. She would literally stand up and the chair almost went flying towards us. That was really fun to watch. And then today, me and my brother went to get brunch and we went to go shopping also. Yeah. So that was today. I'm just trying to fill up my days with some good energy because I really need that in my life. I find myself really getting in my feelings when I'm alone, and I feel like that can kind of demotivate me a little bit in a way. Still getting stuff done, still doing my college class, whatever. Like, it doesn't even matter. I don't even know where I'm going on with this. You guys want to hear the good stuff? As of today, I am 2 years and 3 months sober from alcohol. And let me just say that sobriety will give you everything that alcohol promised. And I'm living proof of that. And I think it is so important to be open about your addiction or your treatment or your journey in general. A lot of people are ashamed that they had to go and get treatment. A lot of people are ashamed about their past when dealing with substances, but I just feel like that's unnecessary weight on your shoulders because that's what you went through. And if you are sober, you should be proud of yourself and you should speak out because it could help other people. Alcohol was my substance that I struggled with. Okay. And getting help, I don't really know how to tell you to get help if you are sober curious or whatever. But I will say that if you're thinking about it, you should do it for yourself and yourself only, because if you do it for other people to make them happy, it's not going to work. Okay? So, anyways, with all of that being said, I wanted to talk about my detox experience. Okay. I did the whole nine. I went to detox and then I went to a rehab treatment center. Okay. But there were enough stories to tell about detox alone that this could be a two-part series. I'm not going to lie. Detox was actually a fever dream. So let's get into it. Detox was in its own separate place. And I was there for 10 days, but I ended up being there for 12. That was not my choice. That was just a whole mess up on their end, but whatever, that's just the beginning. So detox is a place to where you go. You're just being watched while you withdraw, and you're getting your vitals checked multiple times a day. You are on hella pills so that you can withdraw without dying, because if you at the rate that I was drinking, if you were to just quit cold turkey at home or something like that, especially with alcohol, I would have died. I would have like seized out, died. So I had to be under like watch as everyone else there. And at the detox center, that's basically what you're doing, getting checked up on multiple times a day and making sure that you are going through withdrawals without dying. So, yes. So, in detox, you do not have your phone. That is just not a thing. You will not have your phone the whole time, and you cannot call to your family. Okay. And only your family can call up to the place and leave you a message. And it's up to the workers if they want to tell you the message or not. Because apparently I was getting like hella messages, and they like completely forgot to tell me. And so I was like, oh my God, my family hates me. But that is not the case, because when I talked to my family, hello, I don't know what my computers are doing. I'm sorry. I was like, why didn't you reach out? And they were like, we did. I guess they just didn't tell you. So yeah, couldn't talk to my family unless they left a message, and that is up to the workers to tell you the message or not. No phone for the entire 12 days I was there. Yeah, moving on, there is also no clocks. Okay, so there's no sense of time. I just could only count the days, and this is how I kept track of my days right here. Okay, this is the specific journal that I brought, and I literally have every single day of detox and every single day of rehab written on here. Okay, so let me just tell you. In the beginning, my symptoms, I wrote down my symptoms. This is straight from the journal, day of, right there. And you can tell that I was withdrawing because the handwriting is very terrible. My symptoms were shaking a lot, little appetite, anxiety, poor sleep, hot flashes, cold chills, sad, bored, miss my family, and it's hard to walk straight. So, as of day two, which day two of detox was my worst withdrawal day, those were all the withdrawals that I personally experienced. And when I say I could not walk straight, I genuinely was so thrown off my balance. I could not walk. Okay. But, anyways, let's get into the good stuff here. So, you have a 24-hour nurse. Okay. And one night I was like, oh, I cannot sleep. Like, I literally cannot sleep. I feel terrible because I would just literally take shots to go to sleep. I didn't have those shots. So, how am I supposed to sleep? So, this 24-hour nurse, okay, you can literally just walk up to them and be like, I can't sleep. And they will literally just give you like whatever. Like, I don't even think they check your charts or anything to see if you could even have it, because I went up there and he handed me like two muscle relaxers, and he was like, here you go. If you still can't sleep after this, come back, I'll give you more. Excuse me? You're just passing this out like candy. But it definitely put me to sleep, but I was just like so foggy brained. I'm withdrawing. And so I just take anything I could get. I just wanted to go to sleep. You know what I mean? So that was pretty crazy. Detox, mind you, was also co ed. So there were men and women of all ages, ranging from literally 18 years old to like 60. I've seen a lot, okay? And it was a pretty crazy experience. It was also very free and open, and like open roam. You can literally just like, it just felt like you were in like a hotel. Like, you had rooms. I had a roommate. There was this one area where there was just like a pool table, or no, ping pong table. It's a little blurry, but then there was also like a TV, and we would just blast like Future and NBA Youngboy, and we would play ping pong. And I was just meeting all of these new people because, like, the first day I just kind of like kept to myself because I literally felt so awful. But then I like started to open up more, and I met new people, and oh my God, the amount of different personalities in it. This was a reality TV show. Like, it literally felt like I was in a reality TV show, to be honest with you. But yeah, we were just for fun, kind of, we had bonfires, we had the ping pong table, we had YouTube, and we would just blast some NBA young boy. I don't know. And so when I say there were multiple different personalities, there was these two girls were rooming together. They were roommates and they were super close in age. I'm pretty sure. I think they were like I think one was like 18 and one was like 20 something. So like early 20s. And they were roommates. Okay, they were roommates. Yes. And then my roommate, oh, loved her. My roommate was like in her 50s and bless her heart, she kind of took me under her wing. She thought of me as her daughter. You know, she would do my laundry for me there. She would, especially when my withdrawals were really bad, she would walk me to the bathroom and she would open these doors at Detox were extremely heavy and I was very weak. She would open the doors for me. She would feed me crackers when I couldn't get up because I felt so heavy. But, anyways, bless her heart, that was my roommate. It was more of like my mom. Okay. She was like my mom. But then these two girls were closer in age. And then there was one guy who was just off the walls. They called him, I think, like a rehab hopper or something like that. I don't even know where like he like purposely gets into rehab because he's addicted to the stuff the nurses give you. I don't even know. But anywho, so he's like crazy. He's seen it all. He's been in about like 20 different detox centers. So like he knows his way around this stuff, okay? So he's also in his like early 30s. So it was just like me and these two girls because we're all close in age. We're all like hanging out and we're getting to know each other. And this guy who's been around had snuck in a weed pen, okay? And these two girls were just hitting the weed pen. Okay, I don't smoke and never really liked it. I'm just looking at this like how like you are here to get off of things and like I don't know. Like I'm not saying that people go to rehab for weed. Okay, maybe you could if you I don't know, but it just seemed so wrong to me. But anyways, these girls would just hit this pen, and then they would just like pass out. Mind you, they drug test you in here, but I'm just like, I cannot believe this right now. But you know, you're bored, you have nothing to do, you don't have your phone, so like whatever. I did not indulge, but I definitely was a fly on the wall to all of this, and the guy who had the weed pen, pretty sure he got kicked out. There was no supervision, like at all. There was no supervision. When things would get loud, like for what I'm about to tell you, for example, then everyone would kind of just turn their head and, you know, the workers would be like, what's going on? Other than that, no supervision. Okay. It's co ed, boys and girls, men and women. Okay. So there was this one instance. You have this open food area, and one girl took a popsicle out of the fridge and was like, whose is this? Is this anybody's? Because I'm about to have it. And everyone was like, no, like that's not mine. So she starts eating the popsicle, and this other girl comes storming up and she is just pissed. And they get in this screaming match, like literally, like over a $2 popsicle. They're just like, that's my popsicle. Why are you eating my popsicle? And the other girl was like, I asked whose it was. And she's like, still eating it as she's like screaming at this girl. And this girl is claiming this popsicle. She was like, you heard me asking whose it was and you didn't want to fess up. And she's like eating it. And so they're getting in each other's faces. Okay. When I tell you this old woman nurse, bless her heart, had to hold one of the girls back trying to stop this. And I'm just sitting in the corner, like watching this all go down over a $2 popsicle. I was just like, what am I seeing right now? So things got a little loud and crazy. And like things like that would happen. Like girls would be loud to each other in there. Like I'm not saying it was like bad girls club, but it was pretty intense, some of the things they would fight about. But anyways, so one of the roommates, she was a little bit risky. Okay, loved her though. That was my girl. That was my girl throughout this entire time, because after detox we ended up going to the treatment center together, the separate ones. So we were like this the whole time. But this girl always had some tea for me, which is why I always stuck by her, because she always had some tea for me. She came up to me one day and she was like, girl, I don't even know if I should be blasting this stuff out there, but people talk about great like story times and everything. People talk about it, whatever. I'm not even gonna hold back. Okay. She comes up to me. She goes, girl, guess what? I was like, what? She was like, in my room, mind you, no men are supposed to be in the girls' rooms, okay? Especially not like the men workers either. There was this one Christian based group counselor who was about 40 years older than her. Mind you, this girl's like 25 right now. She comes up to me, she goes, "We just made out in my room." Who? They made out. Her and this man who is 40 years older than her, who teaches our group sessions, made out with her in her room. And no, I'm not going to say the place that I went to because I am not trying to deal with anything like that. But girl, I was like, I cannot believe you did that. And then she did some other freaky. I loved hearing the tea. Like, that's why I kept her close because I was like, girl, you are doing things I would never, like, thank you for this. Thank you for that. You are making my experience a lot more fun and whatever. So I was like, I cannot believe that happened. Like, when I tell you this was like a reality TV show, I'm not even lying. Then there was this game room with, it was like the movie room. There were couches, and then there was like a separate area in the room with like an Xbox, and you could like play Fortnite on it or whatever. So it was me, that girl, and then the guy who's like been around. Okay. And we're all sitting there, and we're like about to load up Fortnite, and then all of a sudden I get like really heavy feeling, and I'm getting extremely lightheaded. It's like hard for me to swallow because like all of my nerve endings are just like failing on me. My motor skills don't know how to work. And I'm just like, guys, I can't. Like, I'm in the middle, and he's right here, she's right here. And I'm like, guys, I can't. I can't even stand up. I need to go to the nurse's office. Mind you, it's all the way on the other side of the building. And they were like, "Oh, like, are you okay?" And then the girl looks at me, she goes, "Your face is ghost white and your lips are bright purple right now. We need to take her." And I'm just like hearing, like, I feel like I'm outside of my body. I'm like heavy. Something's happening to me really fast. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, what? And this was like day 3. Okay. This was day 3. I've already taken all my daily meds for like 2 days. So it cannot be something that I took that the nurses are giving me. So, like, because I would have felt like that on day 1 or day 2. So I was like, what is going on with me? So they literally carry me all the way down to the other side of the building. And they're like, shh. And then the nurse looks at me, and I was, and mind you, this is like I'm feeling dreamy. I'm feeling dreamy, but I can still remember facial expressions. The nurse just looks at me like, oh my God, check her vitals right now. We got to check her vitals right now. Your face is ghost white and your lips are bright purple. Oh, when you're being told that, when you feel like you're literally dying, like, I felt so heavy to where I thought I was like literally going into the ground. Like, it was something I've never felt in my entire life. And I was like, oh my God, maybe I need a sugary drink. Like, the nurse didn't even know what to do. Like, my vitals were just fine. I think my blood sugar dropped or something because I drank a Fanta, an orange Fanta. I remember this so vividly. And I like drank the orange Fanta. I'm like chugging it at this point because I'm like, oh my God, like I felt like I was going to die. Never felt this way before. And so I drank it. And I was like, oh my God, like, I was kind of slowly being brought to life, but like I feel so weak. But like, that saved me. The Fanta saved me. And I'm just so confused as to how that happened to me. So my poor roommate, she said she stayed up all night. She literally pulled an all-nighter and watched me while I slept, so that, like, just to make sure, because she was so scared for me. That was my mother in there. Okay. She was so scared for me. And I was so scared to sleep. I wrote it down in my journal. Like, I was like, I'm so scared to fall asleep. But I'm like alive. So like, I guess I'm fine. But the more sober time that I got after that, I was talking with the other girl who I was with, and she was like, dude, I think he might have roofied you. How are you gonna roofie someone in detox? You know what I mean? I don't understand that, but this guy, if you knew more about him, you would be like, that probably did happen. So I'm pretty sure I got roofied in detox. So whatever, because you just, like, that just doesn't happen to you. Like, I literally felt like I was gonna die. Um, and like, that was not withdrawals. Like, I felt crazy because this place was a lot like Love Island. Okay. We all had our own water bottles with our names on it. And so everyone knew whose water bottle was whose. Okay. And we were all in that gaming room together. I'm not looking at my cup. I don't know, but that's a theory that he might have done a little something in my drink. And that's scary to think about. But I'm here, I'm alive, I'm okay. And this is not in chronological order at all, by the way, whatever. There's also this one experience, I think it was like day 3, I think, the same day, but a little bit before that happened. I was taking a shower. And this was when I finally felt enough energy. I still had to like hold the wall and walking to the shower, but I was taking the shower and we had this, I think he was a security guard or something. He would do head counts and he would walk up and down and try to find everybody and make sure you're here and you didn't escape, because there is one guy that tried to escape. He was like 50 something and he like tried to escape and he like jumped the fence and then they like caught him on the street or something, brought his out of the bag. But I don't know. So people do run away, so they head count every single day. Well, I just so happened to be in the shower and I'm like shaking. I'm like trying not to pass out in the shower. Okay, couldn't sit down because that's disgusting. If you sit down in the community shower, what are you doing? So I'm like trying to stay up, just trying to like, feel better. And he banged, and he's all right. So he's like the head count security guard. Okay, whatever. He's like 6'3", like 230. I don't know. He's huge. And he was like, "Who is in there? Sarah? What do you want me to like? You did not have to yell at me and bang on the door. Like, I'm already skittish. I'm skittish. So take it easy on me, dude. We're all in this place. We're like zombies. We're all drugged up because we're trying to get off of other stuff. So chill out." That made me really mad. Time goes on. It's we're reaching the end of my experience there, and these two girls, like I said, they roomed together, and one of the girls, the younger girl, she got released, and the other girl was like, "Sarah, I'm missing clothes." We were like, "Oh Lord, we know who took them," because she got this other girl, this young girl. She was the one who got in the fight about the popsicle. She's the one who ate the popsicle. She's also the one that my roommate is accusing of stole her cigarettes. So things were adding up throughout the weeks. And she was like, "I know who stole them. She was my roommate. She stole my clothes." So she stole this girl's like $100 sweat set. And I'm pretty sure like they call up to the other place that she was sent to, because, the young girl who stole the clothes went to another treatment place. They called her up. She had her sweat set in her suitcase, so she had to ship it back. So that was a whole thing. There's just so many different types of people here, and I'm just so glad that I didn't participate in any of that, because I don't know. I'm sorry that was those. I'm not very good at telling stories, and I probably left a few things out. But I will say that this place really was very interesting. I'm not going to put the name of the place on blast, okay? But there are a lot of things that I would change about this place, I will say. Looking back, a lot of things should not have been allowed, and there should definitely be some more supervision, I will say. But with all of that being said, it was a very interesting place, and I am happy I did it. And if it wasn't for all of these different personalities making it bearable, I guess, to be in this environment, it just would be very lonely and sad. It already was, but this added a little oomph. It made it a little bit easier to get through. So, I'm not even going to get into the actual treatment, because after detox, when I was done with this place, I had to hop in an Uber. Mind you, the guy that I was in the Uber with was the guy that jumped the fence. Anyways, because we were being transported to the next place that I was about to be at for a month and a half. And those stories, okay, are just something else. And maybe I'll do a part 2 one day. Getting sober was like the best thing that could have happened to me. And I'm very grateful to be sober today. 2 years, 3 months, and forever to go. But yeah, so that was really fun to speak about, kind of a trip down memory lane. It reminds me how strong I am, and very blessed to be here. So if you guys enjoyed those little stories, even though I'm terrible at story times, give this video a like and don't forget to subscribe, okay? I forget to tell you guys that every single time. Show me some love, okay? Stick around for a while. And if there's anything else you guys want to know about, I don't know, comment it. Let me know. Check in those comments. Thank you guys for watching today's video. I hope you guys have a great week this week. Keep your head up, stay cool. I'll see you guys next week.